This woman isn't just claiming she carried Archie and Lilibet for Harry and Meghan. She says they're her biological children, and she's got the paperwork to prove it. Those were the first words uttered in a now viral underground podcast episode, hosted by a former royal biographer turned rogue truth seeker. It dropped without warning at midnight, attached to an encrypted file labeled simply DL Testimony _2025. And just like that, everything we thought we knew about Prince Harry, Meghan Markle, and their picture-perfect family shattered. For years, whispers circled around Meghan's pregnancies. Online forums analyzed the curve of her belly. Video clips showed her bump shifting shape, sparking bizarre theories. Mainstream outlets mocked these suspicions, calling them sexist, racist, even delusional. But behind closed doors, even in palace hallways, questions persisted. Now, those questions have a face, a name, a voice. Her name is DL, not a tabloid invention, not a hoax. She is a real woman, American, mid-30s, formerly anonymous, now standing at the epicenter of what could be the biggest constitutional crisis since the abdication of Edward VIII. DL claims she is not a surrogate. She is the biological and gestational mother of Archie Harrison Mountbatten Windsor and Lilibet Diana. Her own eggs, her own womb, her own childbirths. And she says Prince Harry and Meghan Markle paid her to disappear. Let's rewind. October 2018. Just days after arriving in Australia, Meghan's pregnancy is announced. The timing is unusual, on the heels of a major royal tour, with no visible signs beforehand. Throughout 2019, Meghan's bump appears to change size and shape in public appearances, fueling speculation. A viral clip of her squatting with ease in late pregnancy sends forums ablaze. May 6, 2019. Archie is born, but no photo outside the hospital. No doctors are named. Instead, a staged photo call occurs at Windsor Castle 2 days later, with the couple looking oddly rehearsed and the baby oddly quiet. 1 month later, Meghan's name is quietly removed from Archie's birth certificate. In its place, Her Royal Highness the Duchess of Sussex. Not Rachel Meghan Markle, just a title. At the time, palace spokespeople insisted it was administrative. But DL claims it was something else. An erasure of the woman who never gave birth, and a veiled nod to the woman who did. DL's real name remains sealed under legal protection. What we know: she's American from Colorado. She worked briefly in fertility support roles for high-end surrogacy clinics. She has no criminal record, no history of mental illness, and no public desire for fame. She signed multiple non-disclosure agreements in 2018, allegedly with intermediaries for the Duke and Duchess of Sussex. According to DL, the arrangement was framed as a private surrogacy, but the agreement never used that word. Instead, it referred to her as the contributing mother, egg donor, gestational host, full biological origin. In a recorded deposition, DL claims they wanted clean genetics, mixed heritage, a girl who could produce a child with the right look. Half white, half black, but no ties to the family. Meghan didn't want to carry, she never intended to. The documents she's now released, or leaked, are extensive. Medical records from a private Denver clinic, detailing hormone injections and embryo transfer procedures. Ultrasound images dated late 2018. Birth records from 2 private hospitals, one in Colorado, one in California. Payment receipts through shell companies registered in Delaware and the Cayman Islands. Copies of emails using pseudonyms allegedly traced to Meghan's team. Under British royal succession law, the rules are explicit. A royal child must be born of the body of the royal spouse in order to be in line to the throne. This isn't an outdated clause, it's baked into centuries of precedent, reaffirmed during debates over Prince George's birth and even the gender-equal succession reforms of 2013. Surrogacy is legal in some countries, but not always recognized in others. In the UK, the woman who gives birth is considered the legal mother, unless a parental order is obtained. If DL is telling the truth, and if no such order was ever filed in the UK, then Archie and Lilibet's legal status within the monarchy is null. No HRH, no succession rights, not even confirmed parentage, depending on how the paperwork was handled. We're not just talking about a scandal, says British constitutional scholar Dr. Helen Wilberforce. We're talking about an unseating, a potential disqualification of 2 royal children. That's seismic. Rewatch the now iconic 2021 Oprah interview with this new lens. Meghan, glowing in a black Armani dress, famously claimed, "I was pregnant. I gave birth. I was not protected." But DL has dissected that interview line by line. She claims Meghan's language was careful, rehearsed, and often vague. For example, Meghan never says "I delivered" or "I was in labor." She avoids naming the hospital or birth team. She never references physical recovery, postpartum pain, or breastfeeding, only becoming a mother. DL says she watched the interview in horror, not because Meghan lied to Oprah, but because she lied under oath to the world. If DL's claims are proven, Meghan didn't just stretch the truth, she committed public fraud, maybe even perjury if the interview was used in court filings or legal defenses. Here's where the story darkens. According to leaked text messages, allegedly from a disgruntled former aide, discussions of Meghan's non-traditional birth plan were circulating as early as February 2019 inside the palace. A confidential memo sent to senior staff outlined contingency PR strategies in the event the press accidentally uncovers surrogate involvement. One aide allegedly warned, if this gets out, it won't just be reputational, it could be constitutional. Another cited concerns from Prince William, who had privately expressed doubt after being denied a visit to meet Archie in hospital. Why deny William? Why the secrecy? DL's theory, the palace was complicit. Not in the arrangement itself, but in the cover-up, because exposing it would have devastated the Sussexes and, by extension, the Queen's final years. In the days after DL's story broke, Netflix quietly archived several episodes of Harry and Meghan, including footage of the couple preparing for birth. A spokesperson claimed editorial adjustments. Meanwhile, insiders say Prince Harry has gone radio silent, pulling out of scheduled podcast interviews and canceling Invictus-related appearances. One of his closest friends told a UK tabloid, "He looks like a man unraveling." If this is real, and he knows it is, then everything he's built with Meghan falls apart. Their brand, their kids, their future. And Hollywood? Sources inside WME say Meghan's projects are now on pause, and her lifestyle brand's sponsors are reconsidering contracts. This story isn't just about one woman's claim. It's about a centuries-old system built on bloodlines, titles, birthright. If DL is telling the truth, here's what's at stake. Archie and Lilibet's HRH titles, revoked under British law. Their place in the line of succession, illegitimate, unless Parliament intervenes. Meghan's credibility, crushed. Harry's legacy, tarnished beyond repair. And the monarchy itself, in crisis. Because if the crown knowingly accepted false lineage, what else have they buried? DL says she never wanted this war. They offered me millions. They wanted silence. But when they stopped paying me, when I saw my children on the cover of magazines but couldn't even contact them, I decided I wasn't going to stay quiet anymore. She doesn't want custody. She doesn't want fame. She wants truth. And she wants the public to ask, what kind of family hides a mother's existence to maintain their brand? Now the world waits for DNA tests, for subpoenas, for denials or confessions. But one thing is already clear. This isn't just gossip. It's a narrative that could rip through the royal family's very foundation. Because if Meghan Markle didn't give birth to Archie and Lilibet, everything changes. So, do you believe her?